Hello, students. It is Monday afternoon, September 13th. I think that's the date, September 13th. Yeah. I'm doing a little update here. Thank you for everyone who did the very thoughtful discussion board posts about the topic of ethics from last week. I've graded a good chunk of those. I haven't graded all of them yet, but fingers crossed I'll get the grading done today or first thing tomorrow morning. I did just want to go over quickly what is coming up. Okay, here is module 4, the stuff that is due this week. Can I make this a little bit bigger? Can I make it a little bit bigger? Yeah, make it a little bit bigger. Okay, this is the stuff coming up for this week. Module 4 includes 2 chapters about libel and then the common defenses for libel. Libel is when you defame or harm someone's reputation, either through something that's printed or posted online or broadcast. So it's a big issue for media regulation and big area for media law. So there's 2 chapters in perusal, and then also the video lectures that go along with it. Me and my teaching assistant are still trying to figure out the ins and outs of perusal. If something shows up as late, don't worry about it. If you did the work, if you do the work in perusal by the deadline, which is Friday, and you make 3 comments on the chapter, you're going to get the points. So please don't get concerned about the late issue. Okay, now coming up in the future, we're going to talk about privacy. And then after that, there's going to be 1 week where you just watch a movie. The movie is called Absence of Malice. And there's going to be a link on Canvas. You can watch it for free. If you want to get a head start and watch it now, you can, but it's called Absence of Malice. On that week, the week you watch the movie, you also have to have some initial idea about what you want to do for your final paper. Okay, so this week, module 4, focus on that, but I'm just trying to give you a preview of what's coming up. Now, of the ethics incidents that you wrote about, I just wanted to pull out a few. Tiara, hopefully I'm saying your name correctly, picked this ad that Kendall Jenner had done to promote Pepsi. And it was playing off Black Lives Matter protests and just political protests in general, kind of alleging that, you know, if we all just drink Pepsi, maybe we can all get along. A number of you found that ad to be offensive and unethical, basically taking a pretty serious topic and just trying to cash in to sell Pepsi. I think anything having to do with Pepsi is offensive. I do not like that soda. Camilla wrote about issues of representation. Many of you wrote about issues of representation. This was, and I don't remember this commercial, but I guess it was a hamburger commercial for Carl's Jr. And they had this model who they made to appear as if she was totally naked. And that's the appeal, is sort of, you know, exploiting her looks, treating her as a sexual object. And Camilla thought that that's unethical. Trying to read from the post here. I believe that the majority of women seem to have accepted their labeling as sexual objects and have equally begun to reflect this notion in their physical appearances. For example, in their attempt to live according to the labels, some women have taken it to another level by using arbitrary drugs and questionable dieting in order to maintain or look sexually attractive to men. So yeah, I thought that was an interesting take on representation. Jason also wrote about representation. He was talking about, I guess you could say it's representation or appropriation. Scarlett Johansson was cast to appear in this film Ghost in the Shell, which I never saw, but I guess apparently it's based on a Japanese manga. Is that how you say it? Manga, Japanese comic book. So presumably the character in the original property was Japanese, or at least Asian, and Scarlett Johansson, lo and behold, gets the role. We call this kind of miscasting known as whitewashing. Ryan Walsh wrote about just the general lack of coverage of Native American women. And I didn't know until I read the post here that there's this, you know, horrible problem of indigenous women being killed, but we don't even have reliable statistics on them. This particular group gets such horrible press coverage, if they get press coverage at all, that we really don't even know this horrible thing that's going on. And then finally, Adriana also wrote about Kendall Jenner. I wasn't aware of this ad, but I guess Kendall Jenner has her own form of tequila and came out with some ads and these photos, and people brought up issues of appropriation again. So here we have another questionable ad from Kendall Jenner. Okay, anyway, that's it. Keep up. I try and organize everything on line in modules to the best of my ability, and I try and make it as clear as I can. And I'll touch base with you guys either next week or maybe right before the movie.